is the director of Combating Antisemitism for the American Jewish Committee, Holly Huffnagle. To hear the emotion in his voice, that this issue is being addressed, just shows you how important it is. And the idea that being silent is complacent. Would you like to add to that?
That was an incredibly powerful moment, especially when you have someone not Jewish, speaking out against what's happening, and just seeing so many millions of Americans seeing that during the Super Bowl and now having it be rewatched it's so important in this moment when we know now with data how the American Jewish community is feeling.
Why do you think that anti-Semitism isn't taken as seriously as racism or other forms of bigotry?
We found in our study, American Jewish Committee, we've been doing this study for several years. This year, we found that 47% of American Jews say that anti-Semitism is taken less seriously than other forms of hatred and bigotry. And one reason, I believe, is not understanding exactly what anti-Semitism is. It's not just a hatred of Jews. It's a conspiracy about Jewish power and control. It's a scapegoating of someone other. And it's hard to understand. And many people don't know even who Jews are. So they don't know what anti-Semitism is. And so the education is actually where we need to start and hopefully mitigate the problem from there.
So what is the approach then to educate people, and where is that happening, or where should it be happening?
It actually has to start happening at the local levels and in schools with young people. And that's one of the unfortunate findings is we're finding that young American Jews between the ages of 18 and 29 are actually more likely to be personally targeted by anti-Semitism. 36% say they were the personal target of anti-Semitism last year compared to 22% of adults over the age of 30. So you see that difference. We know that young Americans are also more likely now to believe in anti-Semitic conspiracies in a way that they decades didn't have. And we know social media, unfortunately, is a part of this. So it has to start in school. Thankfully, in our report, we found that an overwhelming majority of Americans, both Jews and non-Jews, said it was important for more effective Holocaust education in schools, contemporary anti-Semitism education. So not just having anti-Semitism end with the Holocaust, but seeing how it still exists today and in our country, including Jewish studies in ethnic studies and curricula in public schools. So people know who Jews are and their contribution to American society, and they can be better prepared to speak out against this hatred that we're seeing rise, unfortunately, against this community.
Right. So speaking out, what does the opposite of silence and complicity look like, sound like?
The opposite, it's being an upstander. I know we think back to the Holocaust when it happened, and so many atrocities around the world happened because people are bystanders, and we have to be an upstander today and give voice to all of us. I think we're at a moment in time where it can't be up to our government leaders, law enforcement, which are important in protecting the Jewish community, but we really need that public response. And thankfully, and this is a good news bit of information, is that over 9 in 10 Americans, Jews, non-Jews, they all believe that we are responsible as a whole for combating anti-Semitism. It's not just the Jewish community's problem, it's on all of us, and it's a societal issue.
Okay, well, that is a statistic that I like to hear. Our college campuses have been a hotbed of activity since October the 7th. We've seen a lot of wonderful things happen as a result, and a lot of pretty terrible things that have happened. What responsibility and burden do you put on college campuses, administrations to be part of the voice here for the right?
In this moment, they have a huge responsibility, and I don't envy, what's happening on campuses and the hard conversations that are happening with faculty, with administration, with students. We do know that more and more American Jewish college students are experiencing anti-Semitism on campus. We learned from our study that 1 in 5, 20% said that they felt excluded from an event or something on campus for being Jewish. Not because of perceived or actual connection to Israel or something that they said about the state of Israel, but for their Judaism, for their Jewishness. And this was an 8 percentage point increase compared to last year. So we're seeing that rise. So we have to really do everything we can to listen to Jewish students, have them be involved in the process, and ensure that anti-Semitism has no place in our society, and definitely not on our campuses.
Holly, I'm out of time, but I just have one really quick follow-up. If someone's watching right now and they want to be part of the solution, they want to learn more about anti-Semitism and hate and how to combat it, where is the first place they should turn in their local community? Where do they go?
They can start actually with our website, which will guide them to where they can go with their local communities. We have offices all across the United States, 25 offices, but ajc.org is a great place to start. And we thank you for your help.
Holly Huffnagle, thank you for what you do. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.